let's get it going, though. On the main event of the evening, get the ones up today. Because guess who's back? Roman's back.
Mm-hmm.
Back again. Yes, the OTC shirt, hard in the paint. Ask Waka Flocka Flame about that one.
I thought it
It's-
meant only trust Cody. My bad.
No, that one is Ben thought it was only Tribal Chief. I think it's original Tribal Chief.
I think it's original too.
Way
I think
cooler.
it is a valid point that maybe he isn't the original Tribal Chief, but I think he kind of is, isn't he? Like,
Here's all I'm saying. Anytime you get Roman Reigns running out and just messing people up, I get excited. And that crowd pop was the pop of the night. It was everything we wanted. They played the right music at the right time, and the right crowd was there to do what exactly as wrestling fans we wanted to see. And that's a bunch of people jump up and down. It has even less to do with like the spear and the Superman punch and all the ooh-ahs and everything else as it does just that noise, that sound, the electricity in the building, all of it, the moment itself overshadowed the match in one of the few scenarios where it's actually a positive. It's actually a good thing that it did. Roman Reigns is back. We're allowed to cheer for him now. It took us a decade, but it's okay. Now everyone can actually be a Reigns fan. He's got a heart, clearly. That stare down to Cody was ice cold. I dug it. But he's got some things to deal with familially when it comes to that, as far as his family's concerned, before he gets back to that title picture. But it's just good to have the Tribal Chief back. I was stoked about it. Cody Rhodes retains, and it's rare that when that happens, I say I'm stoked about it. But Jordy, how did you feel about the main event and then the biggest return possible in wrestling?
it was brilliant. Oh yeah, it was great. It was a not a carbon copy, but very similar to what we saw at Mania. The pop was everything. To see Roman get that reaction finally from the fans, like you say, and it kind of be justified. It feels like a lot longer than it has been since he's actually been away. I think it's been it was April that we last saw him. But it fit. We knew once Solo started messing with the wise man, he crossed the line at that point. The only one thing I will say, and like I say, I completely enjoyed it, but I don't know why they teased it so heavily in the end, to the point of actually showing him in the VTs and kind of name dropping him if they had him there, because I kind of knew it was going to happen. It was at a point where if it didn't happen, I would have been really disappointed. And obviously that's fine because they know they've got Roman, but I just think you're running a risk. But again, it's nitpicking little things. In the big picture, I'm happy Roman's back. I don't know whether he's going to be back on weekly television. I'm not sure. I think he'll come back for a little bit, but Bad Blood, surely something to do with the Bloodline has the main event at that show, right? Like, it's called Bad Blood. The kind of theming of it is red and black, like the Bloodline. So I just think that is the time to give us a scrap between, I don't know who it'll be at the time. Maybe it'll be a tag match with the potential injury of Jacob Fatu. Obviously, we don't know that much about that right now. It's going to leave some question marks, but who cares? It was, again, like I said, it was a night full of moments, and that moment was a hell of a moment. To hear, I know you said the ooh-ahs aren't that much of a big thing, but that ooh-ah was a big ooh-ah. Now Clark's
Dang, I did it again. I just meant that it wasn't the biggest moment.
No, yeah.
The ooh-ah was
Yeah.
amazing. I just the big moment was as soon as the music hit.
Yeah,
That was the moment of the night, at least in my
for
eyes.
sure.
Not to take away from the ooh-ahs. I was not trying to trash that at all because it was great, but it was right. That was like the secondary pop. The initial pop of he's here.
Yeah.
Now, this is where it gets interesting because to your point, if we are nitpicking when it comes to the giving things away, Coby, and I want to ask you about this. During that entrance, you could see that SUV pull up. And if you've been watching the product long enough, you know that's the SUV that Roman Reigns pulls up in. And to me, it was cool. It was like a nugget for the hardcore fan, somebody that watches the product very, very, very consistently. But also, you had an opportunity, to Jordy's point, to get that person on that moment and to make it feel like a legit surprise, even if it was as simple as like the idea that he can't be there somehow. I don't know how you would have presented that. I think it would have had to be weeks in advance. But by the time we actually got there, it did feel inevitable. At some point during the match, it started to feel inevitable. When is Roman coming? And that would be my only complaint about it too. Coby, I want to get your thoughts on it though. Obviously you rated the match as well. And how did you feel this went into the ratings?
I think it does well, because we're looking at this match from 5 categories. There was nothing wrong. Nothing looked bad about it. The crowd was really good. Of course, they were for Cody. They were against Solo Sikoa. The run-ins got their pops, the pops they needed. The story and structure of the match, it worked. My fear was that they would try so hard to replicate what they did at WrestleMania, and they were. Because we got the bloodline running in, and then we got Kevin Owens, and we got Randy Orton, and then that took them out, similar to how Jay took Jimmy out with the spear off the stage or off the ramp. And then we got the Jacob Fatu run in, and it did its best to parallel what we all, if you got immersed in the moment and in just the magic that was WrestleMania, I don't think it lives up to what they did at WrestleMania. Yeah. But you want to know what grinds my gears?
Oh yeah, let's go. What grinds your gears?
Tell us.
The fact that not that it was one person, but that there were numerous mentions of, oh, this is the Roman Empire. You had people I think it was Jackie Redmond on the post show calling him the big dog. It was like, what is this? This is the original tribal chief, the one true chief, whatever you want to go with.
Did you notice also
Roman Reigns, not the Roman Reigns we saw 10 years ago.
He's got the old logo though on the t-shirt, which I found fascinating. Ooh. He's got the old logo on the t-shirt, but I think that's just a callback. I think that's a callback because to your point, this is the original tribal chief. And I agree with you, man. Like, this was a match that was so much fun. The one thing that did also grind my gears is Jacob Fatu still looks like the most dangerous member of the bloodline. Like, he looks like the one that should have been in the match with Cody Rhodes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if there's anything Solo Sikoa could do about it. It's not Solo's fault. No. It's really not.
I mean, that's the thing. It's not Solo's fault that there's someone clearly more gifted than him.
He's just
clearly way more athletic who looks like a threat. But that's the thing. If we're looking at this from a standpoint of this was his first main event, real solo main event, he delivered.
Jacob Fatu,
well, he looked well. Yes. But of course, Jacob Fatu's still the guy we know is gonna be the future world champion.
To me, Jacob Fatu is the only guy I think I've almost ever seen in any sport, whether it be pro wrestling or other sports, that gets skinnier and scarier by the minute.
Yeah, every week.
Only one. Every single week, he's getting like more ripped and scarier and faster and stronger, and you're like, what is going on?
Yeah,
it's crazy. It blows me away. Chaos, though. I got to get your thoughts. Obviously, we were at 39, putting our ones up. He's back. Speaking of skinny, by the way, Roman looked fit. I got to say, like, he looked fast as could be. He got down the ramp poor Kevin Owens. That run in was not his great.
He looked like that referee that was running down. What mania was it? He was running for ages. That's what he looked like.
I was impressed that he was able to still have enough in the gas tank to deliver moves once he got to the ring. But maybe some longer strides in the future.
Yeah.
He was pissed. He was not
short
happy
running.
With that. 100%. Nah. And Orton played it off as well because he was getting gassed, but he's like high-fiving the crowd. He was just like, which way do I go?
He was taking a leash.
I'm going to catch my breath real quick.
Yeah. You knew what he was doing.
Okay, but so Roman Reigns, what in your eyes, Chaos? You and I are both Roman Reigns aficionados.
Oh, yeah.
What is next for Roman now that he's returned? Because it doesn't look like it's Cody. It looks like it's Solo. It looks like it's something involving the bloodline. Is there a shot he sways this new bloodline away from Solo, and that's the rivalry? Or are we looking at babyface Reigns fighting from underneath a group that has the numbers advantage?
Yeah, he's looking ultimately to get back the title of tribal chief. He's got it on his shirt. He's been hearing about obviously what Solo's been saying. He took out his wise man. I was sort of expecting him to come out with the wise man, to be fair. But no, he came out looking conflicted, by the way. It looked like he didn't really want to do it. If you see his face when he comes out, he's just like, I really don't want to do this, but I can't have you running around saying you're self-appointed the tribal chief, like when I'm the man around here. And yeah, he looked like he was about to go for Cody. I love the way he done it, and he just obviously Superman punched Solo, and then he just like looked at Cody and he just gave him that nod. I was like, don't worry, I got you in my sights, but not yet though. Let me sort out some family business right here, then I'm coming for my title. And yeah, so I feel like he's definitely gonna bring the OGs. I mean, I think that's also a reason why we didn't see Jay there. I think he's gonna definitely start bringing back Jimmy. He's gonna eventually start bringing back Jay and whoever else. And I think we're gonna get that War Games match at Survivor Series, since that's now been officially announced. Yeah, I do feel like going into after that, I think that's when we're gonna see. It wouldn't surprise me if we get a triple threat: Cody, Rock, and Reigns. Because Rock he wants that title as well. He said it. I'm coming for that, and that's probably the next time we're going to see Rock around Rumble season going into it. So, yeah, my prediction is probably Reigns is going to win the Rumble, and then yeah, we're going to get some craziness like that. But yeah, no, I'm here for it. SmackDown. I had no problems with SmackDown before, but now it is must see TV. Both shows are both must sees. So yeah, I'm all here for it. Love it. My tribal chief is back. Everything is all right in the world. Let's get to it, guys. Let's get to it.
100%. Okay, quick question though. When it comes to The Rock,
yes,
do you think they keep the bloodline split and The Rock takes one side and Roman takes the other, and the Civil War continues in that way?
100%.
Even post Survivor Series.
I do feel like The Rock is also ultimately pulling the strings with the new bloodline, and I feel like because Solo is obviously ultimately failed. The final boss has to come in and then obviously lead the charge. Old bloodline versus new, and carrying with the Civil War, because that's the hardest thing with the bloodline. It was good when it was the Usos versus Roman and Solo last year. Doing it this way, and obviously The Rock obviously knows that he failed at Mania. He's got beef, man. So yeah, 100%. This is the new regime versus the old bloodline. Keep it going into that, and then yeah.
I just got literal goosebumps. Every hair stood up. Because the moment of moments in this storyline is going to be when Roman Reigns asks Paul Heyman who told them to do this. And Paul Heyman says, The Rock.
Because he's been teasing that, isn't he? He was like,
does Heyman know?
Yeah.
Heyman doesn't know.
He's the wise man, Coby. He's going to know by then.
He does know.
In the return, he'll know. He's the wise man. That's the point.
There was numerous times he was going to say it once.
Solo said to Paul that Roman isn't coming back, so has somebody attacked
Solo
Roman while he was away. Like,
wise
something
man
happened. I really want to see I want to see Solo say, "I did it for The Rock." And
wise man, who told them to do this?
It's The Rock, 100%.
Yeah,
The Rock.
I'd be shocked if
it's Heyman that delivers the line. Oh, that's the way. If I was a writer, that's just the way you write it. That is.
I mean, the goosebumps when Roman finally hugs Heyman for the first time as a face.
Oh, it's going
to be magic as well. And I think that might be as soon as this week.
I mean, heck, it started at the Hall of Fame.